You already did it?
Yeah, good morning, Breakfast Club family. Top of the morning to you. It's Mark Stevens with our host, Joe Shue. Got some great news for you this morning, a lot of news. Things are happening, things are moving along. So this is, December 13th, 2015. So with that said, I'm going to turn it right over to you, Joe. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing very, very good. Thank you. I'm excited because I've been working with Anson all through last night and today, and we got good news for everyone today. So we'll do that in a minute.
Okay.
We'll do that at the top of the hour now. So yep, had some exciting things yesterday, and got some good things to explain. And I get it now about the site. I do have to make an announcement, remind me about Firefox. So we're working on one more little thing, although that will not prevent us from starting.
All right.
But Firefox is clearly having an issue with our stuff. So I have to really take responsibility now for the glitches and things that we thought were there aren't really glitches at all. The explanations make sense to me now. And it's all technology stuff. And thank God that these guys in the background know what they're doing, because what appeared to be glitches were really intentional techniques or procedures. That's not the word I'm looking for. The technology, this guy was smart enough to understand how to make sure that iPhones and iPads actually could see these websites. Something I wasn't aware of, and they educated me on why. So now I can explain what's going on. We are having an issue with that video, Mark. Even though you don't see it, I don't think. What browser do you use?
I use Google, Gmail, Google.
No, browser. What browser are you using? Firefox, Internet Explorer, Chrome?
No, I use Chrome.
All the time.
I use Chrome. When we do this, I use
No, not this. In general, if you were to
I use Firefox.
Okay, well, that's going to be an issue. So we really have to. They're working on something now. They're trying to contact Firefox about something, but I'll bring that up in a few more minutes. We'll talk about it. So I'm going to recommend to everybody right now, regardless of what they find out, is to go download Chrome and use Chrome. Well, I don't know how we can tell the whole world use Chrome on the presentation. I don't know. But there is, we're going to have to make some calls here because it's clearly a Firefox issue. It has nothing to do with us. And it's a minor issue in a way. It's nothing that will prevent us from starting, but it is something that's, it's annoying to me. So we'll see. We're still moving along here. We're almost at the top of the hour, so we can. In the meantime, does anybody have any questions? Let's put some questions into a chat box if you have anything to say or ask or Mark, why don't you make the announcement about first and last names from now on, because that issue yesterday, thanks to Mark, you can tell Mark is a little bit more calmer than I am about things, but if you're going to ask questions on here and you're not going to respond when we ask you questions, then we're clearly going to eliminate and just use the button that says end the call with that person. I mean, so come on, and we're here as a group, as a team. We're here to help each other. So if I say, hey, what's your name on there, and you don't want to respond and you're not going to tell me because you're sneaking into a call like this, Mark's going to tell you the consequences here. Why don't you just cover that for a minute, Mark? I think it's only fair that we do that.
Well, let me, all the work that we put in the last 10 months, all the time, all of our own money and everything like that, we're due to respect it. If you're going to come into this and we ask you what your name is, we want to know what your name is. We want to know who you are, because people do devious things for devious reasons. And we deserve more than that. So if we would like for everybody that comes in, put your first and your last name. That's not a big deal unless you're trying to hide something. And if you're going to try to hide something in here, well, then we don't want you in here. It's just that simple. And I don't think we're being mean about it. I mean, we're trying to do this to help you and help everybody in this Breakfast Club family. That's what it's all about. We're a family, so we don't have anything to hide as far as our name. So if you're going to ask a legitimate question, and not be negative, in other words, if it's a real question that we need to address, that's what we want. Now, if you're going to come in here and hide, then we're going to click you off, and we're going to ask you not to come back. It's that simple. So I'll just leave it at that, Joe.
All right, let me explain a little bit further also what it means. Like, for instance, let's say we had two people named Mary, and both of you just put Mary in there. And there's a question on the board that says Mary. How do we address? I mean, of course we can answer the question, but wouldn't we like to have some direct, it's just like Mark said. It's only fair. Just, be responsible. And of course, some people will they won't even put the real last name in, and there's nothing we can do about that. But, just to be responsive. Come on, just come in and tell us your first and last name so we can communicate. And thank you for those who just came out and came back in and did that. That's pretty cool. And if you've already done it, I mean, you're already sitting there today. I mean, I know who Cindy is. I mean, I know who you are, Cindy. But on there, and it's a shame because what it does is it comes in and it doesn't ask you for a last name. It's just first name. One of the functions I don't like is that it asks that. I wish it would make it mandatory. And so anyway, we just need that. So, if we're going to ask you a question on here and say, well, Bob, why don't you respond and tell us this and tell us your last name, and you're not going to respond, you're going to clearly get clicked off. I almost did it yesterday, and Mark kept telling me no, no, no. So you can thank him for being a little bit more patient than I am. I don't, anyway, there we go.
And see, the other thing, too, is that when we respond, normally I'll just respond with the first name. I'll say the first name, but we still want to know who you are. When I respond, I generally respond with just the first name instead of the whole name. But the thing is that we want to know who we are talking to, who we're dealing with, because it's only right. So that's how I feel about it.
All right. Well, we are at the top of the hour. Let's cover some things here. This is very interesting, very good. I'm happy. First of all, there's only one thing well, actually, everything is ready. The only thing we're doing in a little while when we're done is we'll be adding the autoresponder invite and follow-up letters. They are not attached yet. That takes about 5 minutes. They're all written. They're all done. When I'm through with this call, we're going right over to Anson, and we're going to review them and make sure that we have everything the way we want them, and they will be added in. At which time, for those of you in Tools Rock, you'll have what is known as a password to go unlock your custom site. So what you'll have to do is go to your Tools Rock back office, click on Websites at the top, one of the tabs, and then you will click on Unlock Custom Sites. At which time you will see, if you're already in Tools Rock, you have other sites that are unlocked, such as the Friends and Family, the 12-week financial freedom plan. For those who were here earlier, a year ago, you'll see another one unlocked, maybe 2. So there's 4 funnels back there that you should see. Have you been with us since the beginning? If not, you may just have 2. If you're brand new and you just registered, you don't have any probably set up. But that's how you get to them. You go to your back office of Tools Rock, you click on Websites, and then Unlock Custom Sites. On that page, it will ask you for the password. It'll show you the websites that are available. One of them is a radio button on the left-hand side of each one. You obviously click that, and you will click the one that says Ad Tech, and it'll probably have your username and the adtechworldwide.net. You will see it there like that. So once you click the radio button, down the bottom it'll ask you for the password, which is the word AdTech, A-D-T-E-C-H, all lowercase, and then it'll take you to the next page to complete the transaction, which is just click a button, and you will now have your username .adtechworldwide.net. That will then take you to the but don't do that yet. We're not ready. If you do that, you're going to make a big mistake. Don't do it yet. We have to add the letters today, so just hold on till we get to the end. Then you're going to go set up your autoresponder for that. And there'll be 2 autoresponders to set up. So we're going to cover that in another call. So I just wanted to tell you that that is ready, but do not go do that right now. I promise you, you'll be sorry if you do, because the letters aren't there, and then you're going to have to redo it again. And in fact, we may change the password in there. We just set that up in the beginning for that, so it's possible that password doesn't even work anyway. So we're restructuring that. So that, I promise you, today this thing is running. Now, the only issue we are having, and it's not an, well, yes, the only issue that sits there today is when the business presentation is playing. First of all, there is no way to fast forward or go back on the presentation. Once the person clicks it on, it starts playing, and it will run through to the end unless you click on the picture and stop it. If you are using Firefox for that presentation, if you stop the video, the problem is when you start it again, the slides are not in sync with the voice. Now, what that means is don't stop it. And it is a Firefox issue. It's not happening in Chrome, so we know that means Firefox. And Firefox has issues like this at times. So if a person clicks it on and decides to stop it and come back 2 minutes later, the slides and the audio is not going to match up, period. So it is an issue. So here's what our solution is to that until Firefox can somehow clear this up. I'm going to have them, and this will be today, I'm going to have them not even put a stop button on it. We're going to make it so that nobody can stop it. Once you click it on, it runs through for 36 minutes. And if someone tries to click it off, they're not going to stop it. So I don't know what everybody else's solution would be to it, but it's either that or we leave it the way it is, and then you're going to have a lot of people using Firefox and having a problem with that, and tell us it's all out of sync and out of whack and it doesn't work. So my suggestion, Mark, is that we stop it and have no ability to stop that video. The only way you stop it is to close the browser and start over again. If you have to walk away from the computer and try to come back to it, you're not going to be able to stop it and do it if you're using Firefox. Now, Chrome, again, if we take the stop button off of that where you can't ever do it, then what's going to happen is you have to sit there and watch it. And if you can't watch the whole thing, you're just going to have to click it off, and then you'll have to start from the beginning again whenever you come back. I don't like this, and it's a Firefox issue. It just makes me mad that you know, they have a glitch in their system, but it doesn't surprise me. So Mozilla Firefox is the problem. That's the issue right now. And it will not stop us from launching this. Those who get stuck with it are just going to get stuck. I don't like to say that, but and there's no way to notify people unless, well, no, there's no way to do that, because in the follow-up letters, I'm not putting anything in there about Chrome. That would take me another 2 days to go redo these letters, and I'm not doing it. And on top of that, I don't think that's appropriate. So that's one of the things. Now, let me make another, maybe I can show my screen here. You can hear me, right, Victor? I got to open up something and see if I can get a browser here for this.
I'm ready.
Okay, I just want to get some, I want to see if I can, all right, good. I have something where I can share my screen. Let me get rid of that, and let me go back to Chrome. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I want to share my screen for a minute. I want to show everybody a function here that's really important, something I thought was a problem, and it's not. It's actually a blessing. So All right, I'm going to screen share, and then I'm going to go and let's see what's up there. I think I can do this. Now, remember one time you said to me, Joe, make sure you're showing the whole screen. Just guide me a little bit. All right, I see what I want to bring up, and I'm going to click on share. Tell me what you see.
See your AdTech Worldwide full screen.
Okay, good. So you see the guy up there in front of the room, right?
Correct.
Okay, now, Mark, you see that as well?
Yes.
Everybody else should see it. Now, let me tell you, this is what's going to happen is we're going to send out a notice. The autoresponder invite letters, and by the way, write this down, everybody. AdTech BP or Biz, B-U-S-P-R-E-S. I think I labeled it BizPrez invite, I-N-V-I-T-E. And then you have AdTech Friends invite. They're the two that you're going to see there. Just write them down and remember that that's what you're looking for, okay? Don't worry about it now. Just write them down and make sure you see that. All right, now, if you, let's say, let's just say you go on your regular email and you send out an email to your friend and you say, or you send it out to a business person, and Victor, put your microphone on mute for me. So go in and send an email to, let's say, somebody you want to look at the business presentation. So you send it over and you send a letter and say, Mike, go look at our company overview. Now, if you did that without the autoresponder, or you're going to send it out on the autoresponder and you set it up so that they're going to get all the invite letters. The first letter is going to say, Mike, I'd like to speak with you about managing a business from home with my company. Before calling me or before contacting me, watch or listen to our company overview, and then we'll discuss the possibilities on our scheduled follow-up interview. That's something what it said, almost identical. And when they click on company overview, this is where they go. Now, I want you to pay attention to what I'm showing you here. There are two parts to this, and there's a reason for it. I didn't like this at first, but now I see the real reason for it. First of all, I have a large screen. So what you're seeing on the screen is a lot of space between here and here. This does not happen on a 13-inch screen on a laptop. I have a larger screen, and because of that, the size of the screen, this capture area is sitting over to the left over here. On other screens, it's going to sit all the way to the right. And it has nothing to do with what they did, how they designed it, because basically it's got to do with the size of your screen. Not basically, it has to do with the size of your screen. Now watch what happens when I scroll. The picture does not move, only the capture area moves. And then it slides up to here. After entering your information above, you will be given the company background, what we do, what you would be doing, and the income available. You will then be directed to schedule an interview with a director or representative of the company. If you have previously registered and listened to the company overview, enter your email address here to continue. So if you've been there once and want to go back, you would just do this. It would take you there. If you try to do that without have been there first and put in an email address, then it won't take you there. It'll tell you you haven't been. But at first I didn't like that this did this. But here's why it has to do this. This is called responsive. This page is responsive. That means that someone who opens this on an iPhone will be able to see this area here with the capture page. It'll never disappear, or an iPhone or an iPad. Because if we do it another way, if they tried to open this on their iPhone, the entire thing would shrink and you wouldn't see the capture page. So by doing it this way, these guys were smart enough to say, no, iPhones will not show this whole page because this is a gigantic picture back here. It's taking up all of the screen. So if you shrunk it, you would shrink this whole thing, you wouldn't see it, and if it was too small, they wouldn't be able to read it. So this thing stays the same. No matter what they do, this is visible. So I like that they did that now. I didn't like it in the beginning. I thought there was no reason for it, but they had their thinking behind it and they knew what they were doing with it. So today, since a lot of people open up their stuff on their iPhones and iPads, it needs to be this way. Now, our other funnels are not that way. This is the first one we've done that's like this. You open up, you know, the 12-week financial freedom plan. If you go to an iPhone, you're going to shrink that thing so small you won't be able to read it. This will not be. It's called responsive. So for those of you that see this and go back and say, why is it? It's done purposely, it's done for a reason, and for a good reason. And for those of you opening this on a, in fact, if you guys go now to joeshoop.edtechworldwide.net and do it in Chrome, this would change. No, I beg your pardon. I'm sorry. Do it on a smaller screen, it would change. I can't do that no matter what I open it in because I have a larger screen. Now, that's why you're seeing it this way. We had them move this area over to here, and it looks better over there in my opinion, but it really won't matter. It doesn't really matter. So that's the only issue. This is not an issue. This is intentional, and I like it, and it's perfect for iPhone people, iPads, and so on. The only issue we're having is that video, and I guess I could actually show that. Mark, would you like to see that?
Sure, sure.
All right. Let me just show you what is actually happening with this. Actually, why don't I just, instead of showing the mistake, why don't I open this in Chrome and show you what that video now looks like. Let me ask people on the phone in the chat box, would you like to see what that video now looks like? I think I can. Can I do that here, Victor, and just open up another tab in Chrome? Can you still see my screen, everybody?
I see the the screen on the delayed broadcast, yes. And now
what do you see? All these little icons here?
No. I see the ad tech.
All right, I'll tell you what. Never mind.
Yeah,
what I'll do is I'll go back to Firefox. So you still see the guy in the front of the room?
I do now on with you, yes, but the other screen is black right now, waiting for it to come back. So that, you know, we got that delay. We got that 30-second delay.
All right, I'm going to go to here, and I'm going to play this, and you can tell me when you see it. And I'm going to turn the sound off. You won't be able to hear it. I'm going to turn it off. But this is what the video now. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me, Victor?
Yes, I can hear you.
But you can't hear the video, can you?
Not yet, no.
Can you see the screen?
Yes.
So what do you see on the screen right now?
Your picture and the ad tech. Welcome to ad tech.
What do you see now?
The writing, the disclaimer.
Okay, good. I like how they did this and framed it. But again, you can't move this forward. This is on Firefox right now. There's no problem unless I stop it.
Okay. Well, it's just coming up on the other computer now.
Oh, I see. But you can't hear it, right?
No.
Okay, good.
Disclaimer just showed up.
Okay, so it's behind. Yeah, I'm already forward, as you know. You can see it on your other screen. All right, I'm going to shut this off. Now, let me ask somebody on the phone, what do they see right now on the screen? Somebody type in and tell me if they see the Social Security study. Because they're telling me that your screen has a bigger delay than theirs.
Who are you addressing that to?
Mark, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Is anybody in the chat box telling me what they see right now?
They say
You have a 30-second delay.
yes.
That's not what they're telling me otherwise, though, Victor. They're telling me that your screen, they're seeing it automatically when I'm telling them.
Oh, is that right? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm going to shut this down.
Yeah, everybody said they're seeing it.
Yeah, that's fine. All right, so I'm back to now. What do you see? My screen on the bicycle? That's what you should see.
Yes.
How about on the other screen? Yeah, so it's a 30-second delay over there. But how many people see me on the bicycle right now? Just type in and tell Mark.
Okay, just wait.
Okay. All right, so fine. We're back to that. Now, again, the first page, the way it is the way it is, and it's fantastic. I love it. That's what's going to happen. The letters are going in today, so you'll be able to go into your contact manager, follow the directions in the training room. A little bit later, as soon as I get the AR ID and the letters are put in there, actually, you won't even have to wait for me. Just check your back office and look in the training room, and you will see the AR ID for this whole thing. You are going to have to set up 2 autoresponders, one for the friends and family one and one for the business presentation. Just keep that in mind. So follow the directions exactly in the training room. We don't need a training call to do this. If you go to the training room and go down to the marketing funnels and how to unlock them and how to set up your autoresponder, it is self-explanatory. We don't need one-on-one phone calls to make this happen. Go follow the directions, and the instructions will be in there within the next hopefully next hour, but probably the next 2 hours. By noon my time, which is 2 p.m. Eastern, it will definitely be there and ready for you to use. Whether or not that video is corrected by Firefox, which I doubt very much it will be, I believe we're going to be able to shut that thing off. And I think that's the only solution that makes sense, is to just take down the stop button so that nobody can stop that video. Unfortunately, that's not the way to do it, normally. But since Firefox has that issue, we can just eliminate the stop. And that way, when somebody turns it on, they got to watch it all the way through. If they walk away, they'll have to come back and watch it again. And you know what? We want people who are going to stay there and watch it anyway. So that's the deal. So with that, any questions about getting this set up? Because I want to talk about what I said on there today. So I'm going to stop screen sharing right now. But I don't see where to do that. Actually, did I already stop screen sharing?
Yes, you did.
Oh, okay.
It's just your picture up there now.
Okay, good. All right, I just want to look at something here and see. But Mark, are there any questions on there? I'm not looking. Anything we need to handle right now? I would love to do that. We only have 6.
Okay. Gary wants to know, do we need to delete the old funnels before installing?
Aha! Very good question, Gary. Let me address that. First of all, the funnels do not have to be deleted at all, because the funnels are the funnels. You can use any one of those funnels you want. You can only use 2 autoresponders if you're on the $20 a month program. You can use 2 autoresponders. That means you can leave the funnels there, but you're going to direct your autoresponder to use one of the funnels. Okay, so let's say you have 4 funnels set up. Now you go to Tools, Autoresponder, New. Okay, let me say that again. Tools, Autoresponder, New. That means you're going to set up a new autoresponder. When you go in there, it is going to ask you, when you set that up, the autoresponder ID and the password, which you will have in your back office. So once you do that, it's going to set up a new autoresponder. If you have an autoresponder running now, you're going to need to shut it off. Yes, you'll just need to shut the autoresponder down. Okay, just stop it. But you don't have to stop or delete any funnel whatsoever. There's no reason for it. They're there as options to use whenever you want them, whatever let's just say that you decide that you're going to go back, and instead of one of those funnels, you're going to go back and use a different autoresponder. I wouldn't do that if I were you, because the letters are going, we have updated all of these letters. So the other old autoresponders have different letters in them. And to me, I don't like them. We did not create those letters. These, I did create. I actually didn't. I blended them in from some from the old, some new ones we created. But the two new funnels are you set up an autoresponder for the 2 brand new funnels. I would just leave the other ones alone. But no, you don't have to get rid of the funnels. All you have to do is, if you are running an autoresponder now, is stop it and then go put autoresponder tools, autoresponder new. And again, the reason I told you the names of the autoresponders are this: AdTech, Business, BUS, just short, BUS, PRES, Invite, and AdTech, Friends, Invite. I think it says BP, actually. And that's what you want to put. You should have the same name on that autoresponder as I have. It's not going to change anything if you put it, misspell or do anything you want. It's just that you're going to call your autoresponder something. And you should call it the same thing. So that way, when you talk to your, people that have the same thing, that you're still referring to the same autoresponder. So name it AdTech, BP, Business Presentation, Invite. And the other one is AdTech, Friends, Invite. So now you can differentiate between the two. It's very simple. And then go down to the bottom and it'll say, do you want to copy a series from someone else? And that's where you're going to put the ARID and the password, and you're automatically going to have the invite and the follow-up letters installed. All you'll have to do then is go to the back office and get your contacts in and connect the contacts to the autoresponder. It's all simple procedure, but in order to understand it, all of that, what I just explained, is in the back office, in the training area on marketing funnels, setting them up and setting up your autoresponders. The only thing missing back there now is the name of this autoresponder, the funnels, and the name of the autoresponders and their passwords and ID. And it will be there today, I promise. It's all set and ready to go. So if you want to view the presentation, do it in Chrome. When you send it out, you're not gonna have any way to tell your person to do it in Chrome, okay? For now. But if you want to do it, go to joeshoop.adtechworldwide.net. That's one. Mine's already set up. So if you want to see the page, the capture page, go to joeshoop.adtechworldwide.net. That's the invite page. If you want to see the video, behind it put /invite.html. Don't send people to the invite.html without going to that capture page, or you will never know who went there. I'm just showing you that now so you can skip the first, you can go to both pages without filling it out. Don't fill out my page, please. Please don't fill out my page. Use what I just gave you. Go to the first page, and then if you want to see the video, go to /inside.html. What did I say? Invite? I meant inside. Inside.html, and you'll see the presentation. But if you don't use the capture page, you won't know who went there. So you can see that now, but then you'll see what happens if you open it in Firefox and you try to stop that thing and bring it back in. You're going to get out of sync with all the things. So don't use that. Use Chrome. But I suggest you don't give that out, what I just gave you. Of course, everybody else is going to hear this on this call. Because you want your name attached to it. My name's going to be at the bottom of all this, so don't give out mine. People will contact me. Just hold on to it. You can take a look at it, and you can see what it's doing. So that's that. Any other questions? Let me see if I can go there with you, I guess. I don't see any other questions. Do you see any questions, Mark?
I'm looking at them now. Okay, Mac people don't use Safari. They use Firefox, so it's important. Does it show up correctly on Safari?
I don't know that. You have to test it. I don't use Safari. No idea. I would imagine it's just a Firefox issue.
Okay, let's see.
Gary, is that clear? Gary McCormick, is that clear about what to do with that? Do you understand about the funnels? Just type yes or no in there. What does that mean, Shelley? Today's Tuesday. I thought you said Wednesday. What does that mean? What is she talking about, Mark?
That was something with Vic, so I don't know what that is. Now, I do want to address this. Let's see. Okay, I agree completely, but please note that the sign-up form for the Breakfast Club specifically asks for the first name.
I know.
Now, when that comes out, I still put my whole name in there, and mine shows up as the whole name.
Yeah, we know that it only asks that. We don't like that they do that, but there's nothing we can do. They're not going to add another cell for that. They ask for first name. So just, you know what, just put it in there. I mean, if this was a worldwide thing right now and we were doing something in China, there's nothing we could do about it. But, you know, we don't want to capture people's name. But you guys belong to the Breakfast Club. We're a family here. And that's what we want to be able to address you and talk to you. And even, you know, if we want to, I mean, if I knew that it was Bob Smith, and I needed to call Bob Smith, I could go do that afterwards, say, hey, I wanted to address this privately with you. How do I know it is? If you just go Bob, I won't be able to handle it. I don't care about, you know, if this is some, you know, we're using this platform to do somebody's video at home and somebody's sitting in the living room with 10 people. That's different. We don't care about that. We care about the Breakfast Club family. You're here coming to the house. Address it. I mean, announce yourself and tell us who you are.
Well, see, what I'm saying, sure, it does ask for the first name, but I still put in my whole name, and then it shows up as my whole name. So my point is, even though it asks the first name, put your first and last name in there, and that's the way it's going to show up. That's all I'm saying.
Let me tell you what Kenneth says. I use Chrome strictly. I avoid Internet Explorer and like the plague, and I only use Mozilla Firefox if I have to, and that's a good thing to follow, Ken. I agree. It's good. Thanks for the input. Ken, let me see. What is it? Well, it's not in. Yeah, it's the video. Just go to that's the business. There's two things. One is the friends and family. The other one is the business presentation. Is joeshoop.adtechworldwide.net/inside.html, and you'll see the whole video. But again, be careful. Don't send it out to people because my name and all my capture information is there. And if somebody sees that and calls me and doesn't tell me that Kenneth sent them over there, I'm not going to know. So don't send mine out. Yours is going to be the same thing. And again, I wouldn't use this second page directly for anybody just to look at it. You won't know they did it. Always send them to the very first page, which is the capture page, so that it tells them, I'd like to speak with you, or we're under a major expansion, fill this out, and I'll tell you what it is. That's what we're doing. So if they fill it out, they get to see it. If they don't get to see it. Do not give in and tell people, well, let me let you see it and then I'll call you, because you don't want to fill it out. Don't do that. You know, relate that to a business experience. If somebody walked into your store and they wanted to change your rules and say, nah, you know what? I'm going to bring my own bread in. Make the sandwich on my bread. Here, let me give you the bread. You know, the guy goes home and didn't realize that his bread was moldy, and now he's going to sue the store. Right? Don't change it. But just do what the process and the program says to do. Tell them fill it out, or you don't see it. That's why they made those capture pages. And too bad if they don't fill it out. Go to the next one. But that's for you to see right now. You can see the back end of this without filling it out. And again, don't fill it out. So I don't want a bunch of notices that you guys filled this out, because then I'm going to call you and not know who you are. Or at least say, I don't know where you are, and everybody's going to think I'm trying to recruit you. So I don't do that. Just go look at the movie itself. Look at the, you know, just pretend you filled out the capture page, and that took you to that page, and there you go. You have 35 minutes of information that we give to people. And, you know, if you do that to somebody you know and give it to them, tell them, look, it's 35 minutes. Sit down and relax. And, you know, pay attention, and let's talk when we're done. Then you call them back and follow the scripts and move them forward. The people that you're going to put in your friends and family is called announcement. You're going to announce your business. So that autoresponder has a different ID, and once you put that group of contacts into the into the contact manager and push the button and send them over to the friends and family, then those letters are different. It's just going to say, hey, I wanted you to check out my website. It'll keep telling them that. It'll tell them a little bit about Gold as they go to their follow-up letters, and the invite letters will continue to tell them, look, I want you to look at my business. I don't know if you saw it or not, but go ahead and look and look and look, and then follow up with those people. You know why? Because you probably are going to get them interested enough to throw some, sales on the books. Imagine if you had 1,000 people under you and everybody was doing that and everybody picked up 2 customers just by doing that. You would have 2,000 sales in your organization, which you would be paid on. That's why you have to do it this way. That's why you have to tell your family and friends. It's a volume thing. It's not about recruiting them. It's about volume. And you know what? Maybe one of those 1,000 or maybe 10 of those 1,000 people might say, what are you doing, man? You say, well, look, I got a process, a program that I follow, and here's what I do. I end up with 1,000 customers here because my group went in and did this, and we found a couple people who were buying gold. Plus, all the 1,000 people are buying gold. So, you know, it's just, you got a couple thousand sales under there. So, you know what? Follow the pattern. The pattern should be this. You get started, you go, look, not everybody's going to want Tools Rock, but the reason we have it is because that's where the real instructions are how to run a business. That's why it's there. So you go in and tell somebody, look, you're registering here with the company. The first thing I want you to do, look, somebody said, should I get them to get Tools Rock or should I get them to buy their package first? Well, you know what? If you ask Karatbars, go buy the package. Get the package as you can, and then go over and get your tools. Get set up in Karatbars and go get the tool. Get your Tools Rock business set up for $20. You can cancel at any time. That gives you the ability to go into the back office and go click on the training, get your training manual, and also go in, or your affiliate manual or handbook, and then click on the checklist and start it off. Get your Karatbars taken care of, and now go down to marketing. And the first step, when your marketing tool is set up and your autoresponders get set up, the first thing you do is put all of those people in your contact manager that you know. I don't care who it is, your sister that doesn't talk to you. It doesn't matter. Get your email addresses in there, push the button, and start the series off that says, hey, I just wanted you to know I was in business. You know, I'm excited about it. Click this on. Let them go watch the Friends and Family website. And you know what? If you want to, go follow up with those people and find out, you know, if they got it, even if they didn't fill something out and watch it. And remember, the Friends and Family website does not have a capture page initially to go watch it. It lets your friends and family see what you're doing, and then afterwards, if they want more, they can fill it out and see the next page. If they don't get to do it. All they saw is the picture and the video, and you don't know if they saw it or not. So follow up. Call them and go, hey, Mary, listen, I sent that over. Don't know if you watched it or not. Actually, I didn't get a notice, but did you happen to watch that video? No, I didn't. I get to. Okay, listen. You know, there's going to be some letters coming out. Do me a favor. Go watch it. I want you to see the business I have now. Hey, I'm not asking you to buy anything. You really can't buy anything right now. I wanted to show it to you, but if you need me in the future, let me know. I can help you out. That's the approach. That's the perception you want to create, without pressuring them and making them think you want to recruit them. And oh, she's calling again. Tell them you just want them to know you're in business. And the truth is, that's what you want to know. It's not a lie. You just want them to know you're in business, and if you can help them in the future, you'll be there to support them. And then follow up with them. Keep talking to them till you get yourself a handful of customers. Imagine again if you had 100 people and every person had 5 customers on the books who were not building a business, who weren't managing a business, weren't part of that. All they wanted to do was buy gold. You have 500 sales in there. Imagine every month that you had a purchase of 500 sales, in addition to your affiliates who are buying, plus finding customers, plus finding affiliates. This is how this business works. All this other nonsense about, you know, how to get fast and who get 2 and 2. Please, it never got you anywhere before. Pay attention to business. I can only leave you with this. I know why I went to my email. I wanted to look something up. Mark, do me a favor. Can you pull up the email I sent out today and tell me what the first sentence says?
Hold on a minute.
I think it says, you can only change the things you can change. But so, remember what Robert Kiyosaki, the author of many books here in this industry, especially Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and he said, money doesn't make you rich. Business skills make you rich. Learn what this business is really about, not what you've been doing in the past. That's why you need to be in the class, so that that class teaches you what you've been doing wrong and what you need to do to get it right. So, and by the way, we have a couple of people next week who are going to attend the class. If you want to be in this class, you got to call me. So I'm going to, and here's why. We can give you the class at any given time, at your scheduled time. You can watch this class. Now, what I can't do is a live advanced class unless I have a handful of people. So if you guys all take the class this week and next week, we'll be able to do an advanced class all together, because the reason we need that is because we need to pair you up with people to work with. So if you have people that need to get in, send me an email. Tell me that you need to get and get this right. We'll throw together some people. We'll have at least a half a dozen people in there who can get paired up and start working together. All right. What does that say, Mark, on that email?
Focus on the things that you can change, how the new marketing tools, funnels will change how you view and operate a successful business from home.
Focus on the things that
you can change.
You can change. Let me emphasize that. What can you change? Here's the point of this. We've been working our tails off to get change here, to make the change happen. It's here. It's ready. You have to figure out what it is you need to change. Write it down today. What do you need to change? Is it your work habit? Because you can change that. You can't change the comp plan. That's the way it is. You can't change people who aren't going to go to work. So Safford always said, hey, if you can't change your people, then change your people. So go ahead and change what you can change. But I would make a list today of the things that you want to change. Is it your work habit? Is it your dialogue on the phone? Is it your presence? Is it the way you're presenting the business? Is it the funnels that you're using? Do you want to get a true marketing plan in place that addresses both issues, people you know and people you don't know? And if you want to do that, then have the right approach. Do not chase your people around, that all the people you know, and I'm not talking about network people, I'm talking about your business family, or your friends, family, and acquaintances, people you know from high school, and your family, and your neighbor, and all that. Add them all in. Get all the email addresses you possibly can. Tell them I don't want to recruit you. I'm not looking for you for my business. Who do you know that might be interested in a career change? And in fact, in those letters, it talks about that. Then ask them who they know that would be interested in a career change or want to manage a business from home. Listen, this will change your career if you follow this pattern. It'll change your career. It changed mine many, many years ago. So over to you, Mark. I wanted to make sure people understood. Change the things that you can change. What are they? Write them down and go ahead and make a plan on what you plan to change, even if it's one or two things. Change something here, but my suggestion is you change the way you're operating your business and get a true pattern down so that your people can follow a pattern. And Art Williams always talked about pointing up. Don't be the big shot that says, I know how to do all this. Follow me, new person, and maybe they don't think you're qualified to do it, or maybe you don't think you're qualified, and you're trying to be the leader, the person. Point up to the likes of Mark Stevens and the leaders of the company. Point upwards and say, well, I'm not really the person. I'm the person learning how to manage a business, but I can tell you Mark Stevens knows how to do it. Here's where we go. Or go over to here so we can see that presentation. You'll see how that goes. Point them in the right direction. Don't be the big shot. People don't want to hear that. Show them that they can point up and do not have to be the big shot. Have a fun day, everybody. Over to you, buddy.
Okay, I would say wait till about, as you said, about 3 o'clock and then go in and you should be able to do everything that you need to do to get set up.
Mark, what does it mean? Sherry says we all supposed to have gotten that email. What email?
Okay, that's the notification email for the Breakfast Club to register for that day for the Breakfast Club.
Sherry, is that Sherry Young? Is that you? Because you're in there. You're in the notification. Does anybody else not get that notification today? I sent it just about an hour and a half before the call.
That's the notification that you receive, and like I said, you can put your first and your second name in it. Even though it asks for just your first name, you can put your first and your second name in there, first and last name in there, and that's the way it'll show up in the chat. That's what I do. I don't have to do that, but I do that every morning just when it's sent out, just to make sure that it's worked. Then you'll get another email right behind that saying that you are registered. Then you'll get another email behind that that says that the Breakfast Club is about to start. And then after that, which is very important, you'll get after we finish, a few minutes after that, you'll get an email saying thank you for joining us, and it would also have a link in there that you can click on and you can watch the the replay. I mean, it's very professionally set up that you can be able to do these things.
Let me address two things. Sherry, I don't know. I can't see any more response from you. Just I don't know why you're not getting it. You might as well call me, and let's just make sure you're on the list. Number 2, Shelly Bauer, yes, call me. Max Bondano, thank you, and yes, Mark and I will be getting to you today. Sherry, yes, okay, sure. Just I don't know what yes means. Is that you? It means yes, but just Sherry. Is it Sherry Young? Yeah, well, call me. Just call me a little bit later. Shelly, but I need you to call me right after the call. Okay, that's all. Thank you.
Okay, I'll be leaving out at right after the call, and I'll be out for a while. So.
Okay, we're good.
Okay, well, with that being said, peace and blessings, everybody. Go out, make it a great day. Be sure, I'd say about 3, 4 o'clock Eastern time, just to make sure. Go in and do what you need to do in your Tools Rock back office to get yourself all set up. Share it with people. Let's go to work. Be a blessing to other people by sharing this with them. Change a life, change a career, city, state, country, and most of all, let's help change this world. But again, let's first be the change in us that we want to see in this world. So with that being said, this is Mark Stevenson, our host, Joe Shoup, saying peace and blessings, everybody. Go out, make it a great day, and we will see you back here tomorrow to continue the Breakfast Club and what we're talking about for this week. Peace and blessings, everyone. Make it a great day.